Oh. No. What? Hold on, I'm having to. Nope, I don't have any makeup effects. That's what I need right now. This is makeup because it's going to be looking rough the last little bit. All right. I need to tidy up this area. I have not tidied it up. I don't understand how my life is so busy. People keep telling me to take time and recover from surgery, but whew, it's hard to do sometimes. I'm totally the worst. I'm not like a bad patient. I just, if the doctor tells me to, I do, but if they don't give me any guidelines, then I kind of just do whatever I want. Hey, Kelsey. Yeah, so I got chewed out by a few people. You need to take a break. You need to, hi, Bill. Hey. You need to, like, take some time. Actually, I didn't get up. Most of the time while I was over Thanksgiving, I didn't get up. So, okay, what are we doing? Well, I'm going to be talking about SEMA a little more because I didn't really hit on it a whole lot. Man, my nose looks terrible in this light. I mean, it looks terrible anyway, but sometimes if I have makeup on, you can't tell how bad it is. But anyway, so I'm going to sit on my new stool that was highlighted in the last video. I threw it together. I've got one more, and then this box here, this little box, this is a box for another day, but I'm really excited about it, and I can finally like carry it out here. I guess it doesn't weigh, I probably could have carried it out before. It's only 5 pounds. I was like, it couldn't lift more than 10, and I didn't want to try to bend over and pick it up off the floor, because until like today, well, actually even today, it's still really painful for me to pick stuff up off the floor. So yeah, I always feel like my stitches are pulling. That's no good. Okay, tilt you down a little bit. All right. Whatever. That's why I pay you the big money. All right. Okay. So SEMA show. Now I forgot something major that happened on the first day of SEMA, and that was on Tuesday. I saw this line of people. I'm like, what's going on over there? And Gabriel Iglesias, also known as Fluffy, comedian, hilarious comedian, was there signing autographs. He has a 21 window Volkswagen bus, and he gave out Matchbox cars, and he signed it, and get a picture with him, obviously, and it was really cool. And I didn't know I was going to be there, or I would have maybe not. I didn't nerd out. Because I'm not like that kind of person. I don't really get nervous. I'm more nervous that they're going to think I'm a complete moron than I am nervous to talk to them. So anyway, so I waited in line for like 30 to 45 minutes to meet him. It wasn't a very long line, which I was surprised. I think a lot of people just didn't know he was there. And so I met him, and he was really nice. But, I made all those videos about like celebrity etiquette and things to do or not do. And I didn't break them, but what happened is I got up to the line and I gave them my phone. I was ready to go. And then I was like, hey, I have some cookies for you, because I was, if you go to SEMA and you're a friend of mine, I hand out cookies to my friends. It's just, my friends are stuck in booths, or they're there all day and they can't really leave, and the food there is terrible. So I bring them cookies. And it's just because that's just one of my love languages. I do active service, and that's like includes like cookies, or anything. Like I could see someone and be like, oh, this reminds me of this person. I go buy it and give it to them. And it, it's usually, I don't usually go buy really expensive things, for people, because I don't have that kind of money. But anyway, that kind of thing. Anyway, he was pretty excited. He's like, do you have a baby? And I'm like, no, my husband's a chef, but no, and I bake all the time, but No, I just, I was like, I do this for all my friends. And I was like, but I can tell you that, because we were the booth across the way, but it was facing, like if you were looking at the booth across the way, then it was facing to the left, was the Chip Foose booth. And I was like, you know, if you want to check with someone to make sure I'm not some sort of weird crazy person, which I totally get, if you throw them away, like don't, I will not be offended. I said, but Brock Foose can verify that it's cool. I'm like, if you need someone to ask, he's who you can ask, and will be right there in and out. So I mean, like, I imagine he's met all these people, right? So, and he was like, really? And I'm like, yep. So I'm like, it's just something I do for my friends. I brought out my remote control so my kids aren't sneaking up watching TV while I'm not here. Anyway, so anyway, when I got up to the front of the line and I'm talking to them about cookies, they're like, your SD card is full. I'm like, what? Because I just did all these videos about how you need to be ready for when you meet a celebrity and, you know, have your phone ready and blah, blah, blah. Totally did not anticipate that. And so when my, what's called? Oh, what the, I can't think what it's called. Oh, when my adrenaline starts pumping, my hands will start shaking. And in fact, when I'm in really stressful situations, and I mean like really stressful situations, my whole body will shake. And, but anyway, so my hands were shaking while I'm trying to get the phone, like, right. And everyone's like, no, it's okay. It's okay. Just take a deep breath. I'm like, I can't not shake at this point. Like it's, I have, it's called, I've talked about it before, but it's called something tremors, benign tremors. And so there's nothing that, it's just kind of stress induced, and my hands will just shake like this, or a little less than that, right? That's me faking it, but you get the idea, right? So, but with my adrenaline's up, like I was shaking like this, trying to get and I was just like, oh my gosh. And like, everyone was very concerned because I looked really calm, but I was like freaking out because I'm like, I can't believe this, because I had to find things to delete. And I forgot that I had this phone in my pocket for pictures. Totally forgot, because I was using my actual phone for it. And anyway, dumb. But hey, he remembered me later, and we'll get to that another time. And so I want to share the story, but, and I'm pretty sure it's okay, but I do want to check with the person that was involved and make sure they're okay with it. And I don't want to give too much information that they shared with me. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, so I met Fluffy. He was just so kind and very sweet and gave me a hug, and he was a great guy. And so that was kind of like, that was part of the highlight, other than seeing all my friends. And even before when I went and picked up my badge, I think I mentioned this in the last video, I ran into some of my influencer friends. We'll call it, I really hate that word influencer, but there's Jamie's Garage, Humble Mechanic, and Chris Fix, and Jamie's dad, and I ran into all of them before. And so that was good, because last year I kind of missed. I saw Chris one day and then I couldn't catch up with him the rest of the time, and I was like, oh crap. So but he made sure, he's like, I need to make sure you come find me, I have stuff for you, which is some of the stuff in his bags, which I'm really, really, really excited to tell you about. So anyway, so Wednesday I went over to Apex, and that's where I won this lovely stool too. I didn't know I was getting two. And I met with, hold on, I think I have all the stuff in here. Let me just see, because I was trying not to like lose stuff. Okay, let's see. As I tell these stories, I'm gonna go through some swag. So this is a sticker of Jamie's Garage's Lotus, and he gave me that when I first saw him, and so this is gonna go in my toolbox. and that was really, really cool. He gave me this before we got too far out the gate. I think I'm going to put things over here as I go. So also the first day, I was looking for my friend Marcia, who she is she's not the marketing director. I know who the marketing person for Tub of Towels is, but she is the sponsorship person, right? And so anyway, at their booth at SEMA, it's the second year they had a booth at SEMA, they had these one size fits all koozie things. And like, if I have a soda, I don't nurse it all day. I just drink it, right? But anyway, they came up and it's a slap bracelet too. So, which was kind of fun. They also gave me a shirt, but I wore that in the last video. And anyway, it's got two of those little metal bands in there. Freol. I do actually like Freol. I'm not paid to say that. I'm just saying. So Wednesday was really kind of a wash, except for I talked to one company. Okay, I talked to one company that I thought, my tiny little thing of Freol. My hair. I have such long hair. It's just always everywhere. That also. I'm like, no, I like have a bunch of these, and they're like, you have some more. I give them out to my friends who have shops. I'm like, have you tried this? Try this, you know. But I was talking to, what was it? One booth. Okay, wait, let me back up. So I talked to one booth, and they were like, and we talked the year before about maybe doing a sponsorship. And when I went back to talk to them, they were very snooty and acted like they weren't interested and they didn't remember me and stuff. And I'm like, no, okay, like, I don't care. You know, like if you're going to act like that, I'm not really interested in being sponsored by you. I got enough snooty people in my life, right? Like I don't need more. Right. So they wanted me to fill out this big long application and stuff. And I'm like, I think I'll pass. Thanks though. Anyway, so when I was walking away from their booth, I saw fluid film. And if you don't know what fluid film is, I'm going to hold this up, although I know it's backwards for you. Fluid film is a coating you put underneath your car to keep it from rusting and stuff, especially if you're in the Rust Belt with a lot of salt. And since it's a fluid you're spraying on, it's a little, wetter than like a paint, then it's getting up in those cracks and crevices and stuff. I was talking to them. I said, who you need to reach out to is you need to talk to Eric O, because Eric is freaking awesome. And you need to talk to him, because I know he uses some sort. Couldn't remember. I thought maybe it was fluid film. I thought maybe it's a different kind. And they're like, no, actually, we love Eric O. And we have reached out to him, but he uses another brand, and said, thank you very much, but I'm not interested. And I'm like, well, that's cool. But I'm like, he's great. And then we chatted, and then now we're on the other side of this. This is the contact info for the person that said, hey, their director of marketing, who was talking about like sponsoring me for a video. So that's pretty cool. I would like to do, the thing is you have to like redo it like every year. So it's kind of like, well, can we wait until it's like when I know it's going to be a really heavy snow year? Because that would be good. But since here in Utah, they put salt water down on the roads, like a light mist of salt water, before snow comes in, snowstorm. And that really gets up into the little cracks and crevices that this also gets into. So anyway, so we will be calling them. I'm going to set that in a separate little pile of people I need to talk to. And then, so that was the most, that and the stools were and talking to people at, I can't remember her name, but director of marketing for Tuppertales. They, well, I mean, the whole company, not just Tuppertales, but she was a delight too, and just really fun to chat with. But otherwise, there was like nothing really there for me whatsoever. That's how I felt. But I'm not sure what it's always the first week of November. It's Tuesday through Friday, and yeah, I will be going next year. I'm hoping to secure the same place they stayed this last time because it was amazing. But I should look and see if it's available. The problem was that it was like non-refundable, so I was kind of worried about that. So I don't want it to be non-refundable like this far in advance. It might not be available to book until later. So, but I'm actually probably gonna have some people come with me. So, I mean, we can talk about it in the future, but I don't know how that may or may not work out. So then, so Wednesday was that, and I missed like a whole day at SEMA, and just really wasn't worth it. And then Thursday, so like I'm not going to Apex next year. This is just if you own a shop or something, then it's totally worth your time. Like that's something to go do. Otherwise, like for me and what I do, it's not worth it because nobody wants to sponsor me. Like nobody's interested in that over there. SEMA is kind of Apex is the business side, SEMA is the show side, kind of like I mean they're separate, but they're sister conventions. But business gets done at Apex, lots and lots of business. You see a lot of meetings going on, but it's not any meeting I'll ever be a part of. If I ever am, I'll be really, really surprised. I mean, I'd probably be excited about it, but I'll be really surprised. So I won't be doing Apex next year. Have no interest. But I'll probably mark that I'm going to go just in case some opportunity comes up. Make sure I can go if that happens. So on Thursday, man, I was so busy Thursday. I was running around so much. I had so much to do. Oh, also on Tuesday, I saw Chip Foose reveal a car, and it was beautiful. And then this lady's getting in, and I'm like, why is she getting in that car? I'm like, oh, that's the owner. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I figured because Chip's like, do you want to get in? And I'm like, I want to get in. But, I mean, he wasn't talking to me, so, you know, I didn't. You don't ever get into or touch cars at SEMA. To be clear, if you go on the Fridays, if you're not in the industry and you just go for the public day on Friday, most of the booths, they rope off their cars now because people are just so rude and stupid. I almost punched a guy in the face a couple years ago at Chip Foose's booth because he went behind me with a big backpack on and scraped up against Chip's C10, and I was so angry. I'm like, what the hell are you? I'm like, get the F out of here. I was so mad because I'm like, what are you thinking? But anyway, oh, thank you. This is my 66 bug. We will be working on this soon. Like I said, I'm still just 2 weeks out of surgery, so I can't be, I mean, I can bend over and stuff, but it hurts really bad. So we're going to wait just a smidge. And then I'll live stream all that. Anyway, so we're gonna put the body down and see how it sits on the pants. I'm excited. We get to that point, and then I can really start cracking. Anyway, so on Thursday, see, I have to do these videos when it's fresh in my mind. It's way too much information because I tell stories. Like I don't like leaving stuff out, but man, you get better stories that way. So Thursday, oh wait, let's see, what did I do? So I went out somewhere Wednesday night. What did I do? I can't remember. I think I was out. I was out late though. I don't know. Thursday night is when I met a lot of people. How can I not remember what I did Wednesday night? It was no pain, no gain. No, this is not the kind of things where you want to have pain. But thanks. Oh, Iowa State welder. Dude, I met someone from Iowa while I was there. I gave him Culver's coupons and the dude was so freaking excited. I was like, I was in, I think it was Newton, Iowa. I went through Iowa 4 times this summer. And so, he was like, no, there's one in Newton. I'm like, that's it. That's, I think. But anyway, he was like, oh, I freaking love Culver's. And so I had a coupon for a free chicken sandwich and a free scoop of custard in my backpack. So I gave it to him. To the races in Newton, no, I was just driving through because I'm from Kentucky and I was driving from Utah to Kentucky. So I like going through Nebraska in the summer, not so much in the winter. But Iowa looks pretty dope. I'm gonna say I'm like, I would like to live in Iowa and be just out away from everyone. Okay, so at some point it'll come to me what I did Wednesday night, but I know I was out really late. Let's see. Say Sunday I went to bed early, Monday I went to bed early, Tuesday. I remember. I have to look them through my phone and see. Oh, well, I'm from Paducah, so that's right, Kentucky Lake. I was boring. Well, quite frankly, I could use a little less excitement. Anyway, so Thursday I caught up with some people. I went to actually talk to vendors and stuff. On Tuesday, when I went and talked to a tool company, and I can't remember if I mentioned this before, but I was like, hey, I talked to my friend who's marketing, and I'm like, is this gonna happen? Like, we talked about doing something together, and I never heard anything back. And he's like, oh, well, you didn't send me a list of any tools. I'm like, yeah, I did. Went back and forth. Anyway, so that's all gonna happen. I have a very long list ready. So anyway, man, I talked to so many different people. Okay. I think I put all my stuff in these bags from those days. So let me just go through. Oh, this is something I did on Friday. They had a new section called Asian something. It was in the ballroom at the Westgate. So it's where before they used to have breakfast. If I really should have been a little more prepared and pulled all this information up. Sorry, guys. But anyway, so over there they have this Jeep looking thing called a 212. Okay. So this, if you follow Honda Pro Jason, he did a little video in it. In fact, you can see me in the background of the video. And so this is to Russia and China what the Willys Jeep was to America, right? So this is their Jeep has progressed along, their 212 has progressed along to this. And I guess they're really, really quiet, really well insulated. And these are really inexpensive. So I'm going to hold it up a little closer so you can see. So it kind of looks like a little Jeep or an Amigo. If you remember those. Amigo. And so it's C-WERK is the company Right there. I know it's backwards, but there it is. Anyway, oh, actually, I think maybe it's electric. I'm just seeing something in the background. Hopefully not. Anyway, so they're only like $11,000. So I was really interested in this, but then I'm like, well, what about parts? So I have questions, and I want to get in touch with the guy who was there at the booth because he actually ended up going clubbing one night, and he was there in my little VIP section with me, and I didn't talk to him though, but I was actually worried he was not gonna be feeling well. So anyway, that's something I was really interested in. Let's see. It's funny, I talked to got rare parts, steering and suspension. Rare parts. They have parts for the Edsel. So keeping this little buddy safe. I need that. I went around and I got a lot of pens because I like having pens, but I also got pens for one of my friends who went with me to SEMA last year. She's a business owner, and she her mother-in-law says she loves pens, and so I was like, I'll grab her some. So some of them are for me, some of that. I also, there's a booth for OSPHOG, and so you can send in things that you want cut out of metal, and they do custom tube and sheet metal parts, and they're here in Utah, and so I wanted to talk to them about some stuff. And then they had this little wrench and bottle opener that they were giving out. And then you can see they had a QR code stuff on the back. And he was like, here, take this. And I'm like, well, I don't, okay. I really want it, but I want to talk to them about something. I have a little project in mind, but instead of going through them, I might go through one of the local welding programs and see if I can pay one of the students to do some stuff for me. Hey, Blazer. Welcome. Oh, you stayed in, yeah, Academy Sports Store. That's, for me, that's new, because it's since I graduated high school. But, oh, you stayed in Grand Rivers. Yeah, yep, mall there. Dude, I grew up going to that mall. Yeah, that's my stomping grounds. That's where I'm from. So, okay, so one thing I saw on, I think it was on Thursday, I talked to the people at OmniWall, and OmniWall, now, you know how like some garages, they have their tools all on the walls? Like I don't have room for that. But I do have a spot in the corner over there. It's between the man door and the garage door. And it's just this little corner where I don't really, like I'd like to have someone organize it. But I don't know quite what I want to do. And as you can see, this garage isn't finished. So, I mean, there might be some sheetrock somewhere, but that doesn't mean it's finished. And there's definitely not insulation. So, I don't know. You see my breath? I can. It's chilly in here. So they have this cool little grid pattern. I actually really like the pattern of the grid. If I hold it up, I don't think you're going to be able to see it very well, but maybe this picture. So this, I don't think you'll see the pattern though. So it's kind of like a square with bits around it taken out, and then it's circle in the middle. It just looked really cool, and they do it in lots of colors. Here they had it in like red and black, and they said they can do custom colors, or they can do different colors. I'm like, do you have pink? I'm like, it's just because I get tired of all the man colors. I'm like hot pink, not like pink, not Barbie pink. But I talked to them, and it's a little family company. It's all made in the USA. So if you're looking for something, they were really cool. And they were good. I talked to their marketing director, or I didn't realize I was talking to the marketing director. I was just talking to them about their stuff. And then I was like, here, have some cookies. So, but it comes in these, okay, so it comes in these like frames, like these like sections. So they have this thing that goes on the wall, and then you attach these metal sections, kind of like oh, what are they called? The little, where you have the little, I don't remember what they're called. It's like pegboard. There you go, pegboards. So it's like a really fancy, really nice pegboard. And they may not appreciate me saying that, but oh, the woman door. That's right. But like, and they have all sorts of different things. So they had like a whole section for pantry, and I was like, me like this. I'm like that. I'm like, I know it's not the right market, but you need to highlight that so that these guys can get their wives okay with them buying it. There's some for the house, some for the garage, so it'll be all good. So like here you can see they have like shelves and stuff you can put on, and some for your Milwaukee tools. I don't need that. I have a whole thing. But everything in this garage gets really dirty, and it's probably because everything's open. And I kind of have to keep it open on the ceiling till I got a taller garage, because I have a bunch of stuff in the rafters. I don't know if you can see anything in the rafters. No, you can't really. But if I turn this, you're gonna see nothing. There you go. There's a bunch of stuff in the rafters. So anyway, everything in here gets really dusty. So I like to keep everything like in cabinets. So I'm not always having, because I have to dust and clean all the time anyway. But I really liked it. It's all made in the USA, and it looked really cool. And I was like, yeah, I like them. So might possibly work with these guys. That would be cool. But I was just like, I don't know. But then they said they could work with me, like talk me through some stuff and see where some things could go. And that could be cool, because like there's little spots, but the size of their panels, like, not have to work it out. So I recommend you go and check them out online. It's at omniwallusa.com is their website. And somewhere in the bottom here, I have the card for the guy I talked to. And let's see, who else did I talk to? I ran into Real Caroline and her dad with HH Wheels, and her dad gave me all of her new stickers for her Speedle. So like, oh, there's two, and I'm sorting everything out, because stickers are going in one spot, contact information in another, and oh, he also gave me this, which is him and his daughter there. So I was really glad he saw me, and I ran over and gave them all hugs, even though they were really busy. I was like, quick, let me just give you a quick hug. I was like, okay, bye. Hey guys, oh, sorry. Like open rafters. Right, I do too. Let's see. I insulated my shop and installed chipboard all over that, hid the wiring, and gave a surface for cabinets. Yeah, I want to tear this garage down. It was built in the 70s, and the studs are all 24 inches apart. And I needed to be taller because my truck won't fit in here. My truck's not lifted. I want it taller, and I want to take it all the way down the front of my house. My driveway, not including the garage, my driveway, you could fit like 6 cars, because you can fit 2 side by, well, maybe 5 cars. But it's 3 cars in tandem fit in the driveway, and then the garage. So I'd like to make this taller and push it forward, and then have a lift back here, but then I could have more room for stuff. So it's like $12 a sheet, right on. So anyway, I like, sometimes I want to insulate it and I don't, but I still need to like pull everything out and clean it before I do my engine rebuild of my Corolla. But most likely I'm just going to do the engine rebuild. I'll have to like reorganize this area where I'm sitting, my 2 workbenches here. Yeah, it's gonna, I don't think I have the time or energy to clean it all out. I'd have to have some people who really love me to come over and help. And that's not anyone who lives in my house, because it's a big undertaking and I want it done a certain way. Here's a bunch more pens. And I was just going around at like at Apex, and I was just taking pens from everyone because that was the only like good thing from it. Gates actually had some cool stuff. That's a nice pen. There's some nice pens here. I'm gonna take all these to, I gotta get it oil changed on my work vehicle, and I'm gonna take it to my friend's shop, and I'm gonna be like, here you go. Oh, also B Pro Auto, where I got my seats, my stools that I'm, one stool, the other one's still here in the box. I also got some chapstick for them. That's where I kept taking all their swag because they had good swag. And I have my little rubber ducky. See, this is also from Apex. Oh no, this is Omniwall. I like this style of sunglasses, but not really when they're wrapped up like this. But I was like, my kids will like this. It's red. I got some from Apex that were hot pink. They matched my shirt. So I was like, yeah, I'll take some sunglasses because my kids, they freaking love that stuff. Yeah, that's trash. Picoscope, I saw at Apex, and I was like, who doesn't know what picoscope is? And he's like, seriously? I'm like, I wish I knew how to use a picoscope. I didn't. I was a little behind in automotive because I was brand new to working on cars. And so I had quite a bit of a learning curve, but I don't know, maybe I can chat with him. So maybe I'll hold on to that one. What else is in the bag? Just be careful, cars in a row. It's good until you get the first car out. 2 beach wheels behind it. True. Leaf blower in the garage. Yeah, but there's so many spiders in here, and I'm talking black widows. Also, but yeah, if I get everything out of the way, which is now just I'm pointing to my driveway, you don't know that, but just my truck and my brother's trailer. I can move the trailer out onto the street, and my truck too. And today was one of those days of the street sweeper game. It like comes by like once every few months, and for once no cars were in front of my house. It was amazing. And then I can just blow it all out, and I'll do that. But man, I'm going to be wearing a like ventilator. Covercraft. I have worked with Covercraft. They sent me some seat covers for my truck. I can't seem to get them clean, and you can't put them in the washer. Some of them are washable, and you can like wash them, but I'm not having a whole lot of luck. So I'm going to try watering down some, what is that green cleanser? Simply Green, and try using that. But I talked to this guy. This is a different guy than who I normally talk to, and he was like, hey, we were talking about sending me a new one. I said, what if you send me a new one, if I send you the old one, you guys can like look at it, because they don't understand how it can be so dirty. I'm like, I have 3 kids, plus I'm like driving and eating, like driving cross country, and just stuff, it just gets a little dingy, right? And I just can't get it quite clean. And the way I did clean it with some Dawn soap and a scrub brush, it looked clean, but then I didn't have a good way to rinse it. So it's a whole thing. But super cool, nice guy. So I'm gonna reach out to him about that. Let me see. This is fun. Oh, some safety glasses. Just hang those somewhere in here. Just save those for later. Another pen. More B Pro Auto. Let's see. I got Tub Towels hand cleaner. I love the hand cleaner. Oh, this one has a citrus scent. I don't know what scent my other one has. I like they put it in these little paint bottles. We'll just take the top off. Oh, that smells good. Oh my gosh. Tub Towels, send me some of this. I'll use my other stuff first. I have the Tubbo scrub, which it was going on clearance because they were rebranding. And oh man, that smells good. Joe's hand cleaner smells good. It smells like banana cream pie, but I don't like the feeling in my hands after. But I feel like this really gets it clean. And it has a little bit of I think a walnut shell in it. So yeah, and so it gets in there and it doesn't clog your drains and stuff. So I love my Tubatel's products and people. So we'll see. This is another Tubatel's pen. This fancy pen. Power brakes. Those people wouldn't talk to me. No one would really talk to me. I did get, oh, these people were nice though. I did get a new screwdriver. So this will not replace my humble mechanic screwdriver in my heart, but maybe in my pocket temporarily because I lost the magnet on mine. So, and this one's a little more robust. And then, so all these pens, more pens. I do a pen count at the end here. And some of them I took more than one because I'm not, but they had like, if they had like a ton, then I took a couple. This was just someone, it's a salt and lemon powder. It was at, it's a seasoning for fruits, vegetables, and snacks. It was just randomly somewhere at Apex. I'm like, yeah, I'll take one of those. I don't know what the crap that is. I'm like, okay, I'm separating things. This, you know, I'm put swag that go inside my house over on this side. Let's see. Pico, so easy to use. You can download the actual program. For free. It's a great tool. Easy. Well, see, like, oh, has a recording voltmeter. Yeah, I can kind of do that with my multimeter, but I mean, obviously not to that same degree. But I just don't. I never really got into the diagnosing, and I have, and my friends who do diagnosing cringe whenever I see that. I'm really suck at it. So, yeah, pocket screwdrivers are the freaking bomb. Oh, here's my little tiny fluid film bottle. They gave me a little sample, but like I said, I'm probably gonna work with these guys, hopefully. I don't want to say any names, but you know who you are. So this will go over here because that's gonna get put away in the garage. And oh, this is also HH Wheels. Gave me their 69 Charger sticker, so that's gonna go on my little sticker pile. They're good people. I really like them. I would like to know them better, but so far we're all good. Here's another B Auto Pro. I'm hilarious. Here's another pen. CarPartPro.com. That's this whole bag. That's CarPartPro.com. Not everything in it. I'm just saying the whole bag itself. And I get this confused with CarParts.com because there's like, I thought it was the same thing, but this is not. So I should have talked to them more, like, but I realized later I have such a hard time. Like, I can't keep track of all the information with my ADHD brain. It just doesn't happen. Also, when I was at, oh, I got fluid film sticker, which I'm totally gonna put on my toolbox. When I was at the OmniWall booth, they had, I was like, what's the deal with this? They had this O2 blast. And I kid you not, like, and it's a friend of theirs, so I'm not trying to make fun, okay, just to be clear, but I'm going to poke a little fun. But it's oxygen. That's all that's in here. And so I kept thinking of the Lorax. So like, oh, the air is so good. Like, that's what this is. So it says how to use, hold not bottle near mouth or nose and inhale as you spray out to, oh, I guess there's a spray on here. Inhale as you spray O2 blast. Inhale 2 to 10 breaths before, during, or after activity for increased energy and quick recovery. Anyway, I thought it was kind of funny. So I just kept thinking of the Lorax. So I don't know if I'll ever use that. I thought it was interesting. So Lockring had a vending machine at Apex, and I won some socks. and you see they have like car parts on them. Let's see, let me take this. It had one, when they had a claw machine that I won, and like, see, there's some Loctite and stuff on there. Various things. Anyway, I'm excited because now I'm wearing these like wide leg pants and my legs get cold, so I'll wear whatever socks. But so I'm like, this is some good swag. Like, this is something I'll actually use because nobody cares what is on my legs, my ankles. Another 3L pen and more tub of towels. They were just like, here, take some more. Royal Purple pen. Precision Manufacturing. Why do I have this person's card? I don't remember. I'm gonna have to look them up and figure out why. Because I don't need anything manufactured. So I'm pretty confused on that one. That's gonna go in a different pile. The Journey HQ. Scan, follow, or Journey. I think this could have been what Annie's VW went on. I didn't take notes on anything, so this is why I've got to do these videos like right in the moment. If I wasn't out till like 3 in the morning, though, I'd do those like that night, but it would take me like an hour because I don't shut up if you haven't noticed. So I'm gonna scan their QR code and try to remember what that was. I have some cool stuff in here. I'm waiting till later. I've got, if you're into diagnosing, I have L1 automotive training. They're friends of mine, and it's cool. The cool thing is that Apex, they're like superstars at SEMA. Nobody knows who they are. So, because you can do a lot of training classes at Apex. I would actually like to sit in on some of these classes, but I kind of, it's like FOMO, like there's something else happening at SEMA. Like while the day I was at Apex, I missed seeing Stacy. What's Stacy's last name? He's a car builder at the show. That of course I can't think of right now. But I just like discovered it, and he's got almost the same. He's from Idaho, and he has almost the same voice as my last dentist. He just barely retired, and I used to go to church with my dentist, but he had the most calming voice, and was like, and I was going through a rough time when I was like, went to the same church location as my dentist, and so it's just like this very comforting voice to me because they sound exactly the same, and so I miss seeing him because I was at Apex. But anyway, these guys are phenomenal if you want to learn more about how to do diagnosing. L1 Automotive is where you need to go. They're fantastic. They're out of Oklahoma, and he teaches at SEMA, or he and his wife both teach at SEMA. Apex, and I'm sure they teach at Vision. I would be surprised if they don't. I got an error thing. I don't really want that. Let's stay out here. I've got this technical training academy, and it's showing like, it's not like how to work on these automatic transmissions that they make, but it's how to diagnose and troubleshoot. And you can like do this little class for free, but it's more for the people that are putting these transmissions in cars so they know what's wrong, because that's the problem they've had is training. But they were really cool, and the poor girl working the booth was like 6 months pregnant, so I gave her cookies, and she was like, yes. But I would like to learn more about transmissions, really more about manual transmissions, but I find it's always good to know something. When I did my automatic transmission class, they're like, you're never going to do this unless you work in a transmission shop. We just required to cover it. and that was really, really disappointing. Says, my brain is in chemo brain mode. All those, the fog moments. Yeah, I'm having those. See, it'll be a fun car. He has a 455 in it at the moment. Nice. So, anyway, so they were really cool, and I like that they're trying to educate people on their product. And I want to like watch some of these videos. Like, I don't have time to do this stuff, but I really like classes. I like learning things. Yeah. Oh, and this. Okay, I'm so glad this guy gave me his card. There's a thing called the an oil udder, and I'm gonna cover up, but it's so you don't spill your oil all over. In a little product he made. It's just a little like side gig for him, but he and I chatted a lot because he had hiked or climbed Denali. He didn't make it to the summit, but I lived in Alaska for 3 years, and so well, I should say off and on for 3 years, and it was really fun talking to him because we were like, yeah, da da da. Anyway, he's buddies with Eric the car guy, and so it was fun. Like, it's always fun when you introduce two friends and they hit it off, and I felt like oh yay, my friends are friends. That's always a good thing for me. And so I think that was kind of the vibe there. But he was really, really cool, nice guy. I have to get cards from people. In fact, I've got to figure out next year I'm going to have cards to give out to people, and so I can be a little more memorable. I was giving out things. Got a little Christmas fix sticker. I was like, I'm taking this. He's like, all right. Anyway, yeah. Oh, I got some playing cards from Schaeffler. Like, yes, and play speed with my kids. That was all at Apex because I don't have any contact information. Here's another little Chrisfix one. My other Chrisfix ones were really, really big. They were like vinyl decals. And I ran into a kid who loves Chrisfix. And so I gave them to him. So, because I'm like, it's a lot of real estate for my little blue toolbox. That's where I put my stickers. I mean, I do put some on my silver one, but there's always so much stuff on top that, yeah. I don't like the toolboxes that have like a closed lid and then open up, because stuff always gets put on top and then you can't get to whatever's in there. I don't even remember what's on top of that box. Let's see, more stickers. We got, Koken Tools. I'm hoping to work with Koken Tools. They had some really neat stuff. They had a spark plug socket that has like a little spring thing in it so you don't drop your spark plug, but it's not magnetic and it doesn't have the rubber boot, because I really don't like either of those. Doing so much metal work, I don't like having a lot of stuff that's magnetic. So I was going to ask one of my friends at them, be like, what's with all the magnet stuff? Like, why does everything here magnetic? Like, it's kind of annoying. Speaking of them, there's so many hairs. Vim Tools. This is a pretty cool sticker, but you know, I have a little confession, and don't hate me for it, but I don't love pinstriping. Like, it's cool, and I think it's amazing that people can do it. Like, do not get me wrong. It's definitely a talent that I do not possess, but I don't think I'd have to find a design I really like to ever do some pinstriping. I mean, where it has a little design, like a little pinstripe down, like right along here would be one thing, but anyway. I'm a total dark. Okay, Gates. I got some socks from Gates, and this is fun because it's got like, that's the hand or the wrench. I think these are different sensors. No, they're just different things. There's a motorcycle, and there's a car up on a lift, and there's a tractor, there's a semi, it looks like a magnifying glass. Anyway, Gates, I like their products. I will buy them over anyone else. Right. all the stuff going into my house. Let's be on this side. Okay, so when I saw Chris Fix on Monday, he said, hey, I want you to make sure you come and see me when I'm at a booth because I have some stuff to give you. And I was like, you do? Because I was like, that is amazing. Like, okay, that's really cool. And so this is show you what he gave me. Oh man, I didn't bring my wallet up. So he was at Vantrue booth. And so the really funny story, Chris is, some people don't like him and I don't care. He's a really nice guy. He's my friend. So, and he's always been incredibly nice to me, even when he had no reason to be nice to me at all. And he still doesn't have any reason to be nice to me. It's just, we're friends now. So when I first saw him, he's like, oh, like if you can come by my booth, I have some stuff to give you. I'm like, oh, sweet. Like, I'm like, that's so nice. I'm like, oh yeah, but I don't know if I'll be able to get away from my booth. You know, I'm going to be signing some autographs. He goes, you are? And I'm like, no, no, I'm not. Nobody wants that. But anyway, so this is what he gave me. So this is pretty sweet. I got a neck light, Chris Fix neck light. I'm pretty excited about this. Cause you know, I can't hold like 15 things at a time. And I know several companies make these, but this is my friend hooking me up. That was really kind. And when he was signing autographs, he was giving these away to everyone who came through, which I was like, wow, that's generous. Like, I mean, you know, he's paying for this. If you don't know, something a lot of people don't seem to know about Chris Fix is that he does all his video editing and production and commenting and everything. He does all of that himself because he doesn't want to be like a poser and have someone else do it. Like, he wants to make sure it's him. And I was like, that is a lot of work and dedication, and I approve. So anyway, so I'm pretty excited about this. I'm gonna put that back there. And then this was the other thing he was giving out, and he gave out all three of these. Now, if you looked at his post, you would see this, but he gave out, this is cool. These are pins. So this is Hummer. Okay. And then we've got the drift stang. And this was, oh, he's gonna kill me. I can't remember what this was called, but this was his Japanese vehicle that he had at the Vantrue booth. And it was, I mean, it was cool. So anyway, and then on the back they have a little rubber pins, because there's two pins because they're long. These are big. Oh, I do have a measuring tape right here. Let me see. Let's measure these. Fun. So you can see. You don't know how big I am or small I am. Okay, so this is about 3 inches wide, and including the tire, an 1.5 inches tall. So like they're big pins. They're all about 3 inches. Yeah. Yeah, I think they're all like 3 inches. They fill up kind of the same. They have the same amount of space on the edges. So they're all about 3 inches wide, and so they are all like double backed. And then they have the little plastic ones and the metal ones in there too, which is kind of nice. But you see, this says Chris Fix and Vantrue. I should have made him sign these for me, but he's so tired. That dude works hard. He works hard. Like him or not, 1, he's a really nice guy, and 2, he works really hard. So these are cool. So these are actually, I'm not sure where to put them because I don't want them to get dirty sitting out. They're probably gonna go in that top box in the top part that opens and then never opens again. I'll just like slide them in there. You want my autograph? Hell yeah. Okay, so if ever, by the way, I'm working at a booth, I need people to come and fangirl over me and be like, oh my gosh, I need your autograph, and like be loud about it and like crazy about it. And that would just like make my day. So, why do I have this guy's card? Don't know. Anyway, so on Thursday night, I went out with Van True to Top Golf. I got invited to do that, which was awesome. And then I was supposed to go to the Sosa party, which apparently I missed out on a bunch of things, but Rose kept waiting for someone to call me because he was going to ride over with me because I drove over to Top Golf because I have my truck. So I'm like, might as well save myself some money. And then I was going to drive over to the Sosa party. But then I ended up, that person, it actually turns out they'd fallen asleep and didn't come, but and he probably just really needed the sleep. So I think he had some FOMO after, but there were some people there were some, like, I'd say young kids, but they're like 21. One of them, it was his birthday that day or the day before, or it was the day before on Wednesday, and he turned 21. And they were all supposed to go to I got invited to go to club with some people, and there was like an industry thing, and this was like the most posh club I've ever been to. I've been to a lot of clubs, unfortunately mostly in Salt Lake, so that's not really saying a whole lot. But there was so much security to get through. It was ridiculous. But anyway, I ended up actually taking all these people home, and one of the people I met at Top Golf was I don't know if you know who Arnie is, but he only works on McLarens and is near Chicago, and he is the current Cannonball Run time holder for the fastest time on the Cannonball Run. He is the current record holder. That's what I'm meaning to say. So anyway, yeah, I had so much fun. But anyway, so I didn't go to the Sosa party, and I went to this, and I ended up taking, there's two kids, like the one I took him, and he was gonna come, and then he was talking to me, and he kept closing his eyes. I'm like, you need to go to bed. Like, it's like, I'm so tired. He was like, I don't want you to be upset. I'm like, I'm not upset. Like, I'm old enough to be your mom. Like, I'm not, like, no, go to sleep. Like, I got you home safe. That's what I'm mostly concerned about. Because I was like, I was gonna go do some stuff with some other people that were at Top Golf, but I had my truck and no one wanted to ride my truck, and I'm like, well, I can't leave my truck here. I don't want it to get towed. And so I was making sure all these younger guys, because when you're young and you're at SEMA, you don't have money for all these things, right? Especially the Ubers. Well, one kid, he was out 15 minutes from the Strip, out in Las Vegas, and I gave him a ride home too, and Arnie was with me, and we drove him way out to his Airbnb, and he was like, thank you so much. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, this is such a blessing. I'm like, oh, like, that means a lot to me. But he was such a sweet kid, and I didn't see him again, but he was a really nice kid. And anyway, I got him home, and then by the time we got back, Arnie's like, do you mind dropping me off at my hotel? He goes, I'm so tired. And I'm like, I don't mind, because at this point it's midnight. So, but then the club was on the top of the Cosmopolitan, and where I was staying was adjacent to the Cosmopolitan. So I'd actually go through the Cosmopolitan to get to my hotel, which I thought was pretty cool, because it's like I had the secret elevator. I loved it. I thought it was so awesome. Anyway, so I went, changed clothes, went up to the party, and hung out. And I was watching this girl, Tia. She and I are friends now. She's cool. But she had like no qualms about talking to anyone, and I'm like, I need to be more like that. So I introduced myself to someone, because no one was like dancing together, because it's like inappropriate, because like almost all of us are married, so you can't like be dancing with someone, right? So it's not cool. So so we were all kind of just like dancing by ourselves together. It wasn't like no one was, there wasn't anyone trying to hook up or anything weird. But man, that it was I was in a VIP section, which was cool. And they just kept bringing drinks and drinks and drinks. And fun fact, I don't drink. So, but so anyway, I took Tia's example, and I introduced myself to this guy. He couldn't hear me. It was super loud, obviously, in club. And he's older than me. And so I used his phone to say, hey, my name's Spanky. I just want to say hi and introduce myself. And he was like, okay. And and he could talk in my ear. I could hear him fine. And he was like, come by and talk to me tomorrow. And I was like, well, what booth are you at? And so he told me. And turns out he is someone high up in Honda racing. So that was pretty cool. And he was really excited to see me the next day when I went by. And so that was fantastic. So on Friday, I went around and Thursday night, I baked some more cookies off because I had an oven in my room, which I think is kind of going to be necessary from now on. I was going to stop with the cookie thing, but then some friends have decided that they're going to pay me to bring cookies. So, and I was like, okay, but I'm like, that would be good. You can help pay for my room. I don't know, but kind of, I'm expecting like $20. If they send me more than $20, I'll be impressed. But anyway, so I was just going around. And so one of the things, so I took some, these are my hats. Okay, so I took cookies to Iwata. It's airbrushing. And so they gave me this hat. He went and got it out of the back. And this is there's art underneath the cap. That was pretty cool. And then here's the front and underneath. Pretty sweet. He's holding 2 paint guns like this. It's a nest, Iwata. But anyway, so that's pretty cool. And I saw someone walking around with this and I didn't realize what it was until I got that. And these are all in this other bag because I didn't want to mess them up. And this one I got at the MagnaFlow party. I got to go and have tacos the first night. So thank you very much, my friends at MagnaFlow, for that. But when you have, it was like on the convention property. And so when you have that stuff done there, you have to have like all the food service people and all have to be in a union and stuff. And so it was like, I've worked in food and beverage for years and I did catering for a long time and stuff. And so I'm just like, these people have no idea what they're doing. So it was just like, I wanted to jump in and help these poor people out so bad. One person was getting stuff, and there was one person serving like over 100 people. So I was just like, oh, no, this is terrible. Like, let me jump in, but there's like, it'd be illegal in Vegas for me to do that. So anyway, wait, St. Mary was reminded of that one. Asked about tuning a Q-Jet and recited it from memory. Oh, you're not even talking to me. So far, the bottom of the other side. You guys are my demographic. I love it. But anyway, so you could pick the hat and you could pick the logo. And so I got, obviously, a camo hat. And then I got Las Vegas, Nevada. And this is the MagnaFlow logo. And then he's having tacos. So it was made specially for that. And it was awesome. I really, really tried chatting with people at this. The one guy at MagnaFlow is partnered with another company who is completely escaped my mind all the time right now, but they're off-road company, do shocks and stuff and suspension. But I don't do any off-road stuff, so I don't know anything about it. So I felt kind of stupid about it. Shouldn't have, but I did. And but this guy was like real high up at the other company. And but he had only been with the company for a few months. But we picked the same hat material. And so I was like, oh, I think it was him. I only talked to like 2 people. I tried talking to people, but I was there by myself and everyone else all like knew each other and it was really awkward. I don't like that. Like I'm really good. I can totally talk to anyone, but they have to kind of want to talk to me, you know, like if they're just like obviously very much like kind of ignoring me, then if that's what their body language is saying, then I don't want to go talk to them. So that was the vibe I got. So, but yeah, this one's a trucker hat. So let's pop it out. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, oh, that's like comical. You know, if I pull it down, that's big. It's okay. I've decided I need to make like a display thing in my bedroom to hang all my hats on. I have a Foos hat. I just don't want to get it. It's getting dusty because I don't like wearing it because it's a little small and it has like a band that leaves a mark on your head that it'll stretch out eventually, but I don't like having a mark on my head. So anyway, so I also went over to Badass workbenches and gave them some cookies. I was just like, you look like you're hungry. So that's usually what I do. I went actually on, I saw brains functioning. Power Probe. I gave them cookies twice last year, just randomly, but they had a table where they were all sitting. And I'm like, here's stuff. And here's some cookies. And then I did it again. They're like, wait, who are you? And they like came over to talk to me. And I'm like, I don't know how to use your tools and I would really like to learn, but I'm not at the point where it would be beneficial for either of us to have this conversation right now. But just, remember me in the future. Well, when they saw me on Monday when I was done at the MagnaFlow thing, and they're like, Spanky, do you have cookies? I'm like, yeah. So I pulled out cookies and they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, I have cookies. And so, so it was funny because I went up to like, I think the president or someone really big in the company there the last day when they were all closing up. And I was like, yeah, I came over to get my free Power Probe that was promised me in exchange for cookies. And he's like, what? And I was like, I'm just kidding. But anyway, when I went over to Badass, the guy was really grateful, really nice. And he's like, you know what? Hold on. I have something for you. And he went and got me hat. I love it. And but I was like, oh man, my brother is going to be so jealous, my big brother. And so he goes, hold on. Here you go. And I was like, what? But this one for my brother, this doesn't say a-hole. Like, try not to swear on here. And he lost it. He started laughing. I'm like, I can't give this to my brother. He's going to get all cocky about it. So, but one of these is for my brother. But they're white. And that's, I mean, I call my daughter Pigpen because she's always very messy. But me and white stuff this white, it's not going to stay this white. And I don't want them to look grungy. So I'm not sure what to do about this. But it's nice. Like, this is some really thick lettering. You see that? It's all embroidered on. And it's all fat embroidery on there. And then it's kind of like outlined underneath in gray and around the sides. So these are nice. And they weren't giving these out to like everyone. But it was cool. And then on the back they have their little logo with the mule, or the ass. And so that was pretty sweet. And then on the side it says it's got a little logo. It says Badass Workbench. So this is like super prized possession. I love my hats. I'm trying to keep. I've got the white ones sandwiched in here so they don't get all dirty. But that is all my swag that I got from SEMA and the stories that go along with it. So hopefully I do have another business card in my wallet for Vantru that I need to reach out to them. And I'm really, really hoping that I can get something worked out with them. They have a 360 camera, and Eric the car guy totally sold me on a 360 camera. Hey, Skulls. So I was just like, I don't get how you edit it though. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And it's like playing VR because you're recording, right? And so you pull it up on your phone and then you just move to whatever you want to capture or keep. You edit that like by moving and looking around, and I'm like, that is amazing. And that's something like I need. Like I need things that are, and you just like have it on a pole like pulled up like above you or stuff, and then it gets everything. Or you can hold it down lower, and it's cool. Like I because I need something that's like passive, because if I'm having to hold stuff, and also with my like tremors, I don't do good like holding stuff for very long. I start shaking. So anyway, well, I need to go back inside because it's cold out here, and I'm all done going through all this stuff, so that's good. But thanks guys for tuning in and going through all this nonsense with me. What on earth are you guys talking about? Who's Derek? No, you guys need to be talking about how awesome I am. Oh, dude, yes. Someone's been getting on to and spamming me on my website, and it's really annoying. Just by the way, I haven't forgotten. I made one shirt today. I had a logo that I'd cut out for SEMA, and then I just put it on a shirt for one of my kids because I'm like, I need this taken care of. Yes, will you email me, d6finky@gmail.com? A little reminder. That would be fantastic. I took my Adderall today, but it's like I did not. Anyway, I can tell by looking at my face I'm really tired. So, and also it doesn't help that I'm not wearing any makeup. But anyway, so that's all amazing things, many amazing people. I really need to think about all the things I've done, and I'll do one more if I can remember everything. I'll do one more follow up to SEMA. But it was the most fun that I've had in a long time. I've had a really rough year since the last SEMA was not good for me. I mean, I did meet some people that I adore, but Steve Tool Demos and his wife, they're amazing. I just love them to death. Oh, Vice Grip Garage. Someone told me I need to meet him. I don't know why. I said, sure. I think I saw a video of his with an Edsel in the background, and I was like, I need to talk to that guy. But anyway, so yeah, we're just wrap this up. But thank you. Thanks, Kelsey, for hanging out the whole time. Yeah, we'll just see how things go. I have some clips and videos. Since I found my phone that I filmed a lot of things with, I did a video with Coon Trucking, and he was like, where is your content? And I'm like, that's a very good question. I've forgotten. I spent a lot of time on Thursday at Vim Tools. I feel like they should employ me to be there next year. They should pretend like I'm a celebrity and have me sign autographs. That would be hilarious. But your kindred spirits? Nice. Well, that would be cool. He was at SEMA, I think, but like I don't know him. I need someone who knows both of us to be like, you guys should meet up, so it's not like super weird. You know who I really wanted to meet though was Royal Service, Royal Auto Service. That's who I wanted to meet at SEMA. And then I saw a video today where he was at the Vim, and I thought it was in the background. It was just some fat dude in a bright pink shirt, but it wasn't me. I'm like, well, that better not be me in the background. I'm gonna rethink my life. But I really wanted to meet him. He seems like a good guy. But anyway, you guys go and have a fantastic night. Have a good weekend. I probably won't be on for another week. I'm going to just try and take it easy like I'm doing now, sitting, not standing. Although my back gets all aggravated during the day, like it swells up and it's crazy. It's crazy. So anyway, I like the ones where they are asking ChatGPT questions and get caught in the loop. Oh, thanks, Tiny Mother. Good to see you. Okay, night, everyone. See ya.